You're not going to believe what just happened. Trump just got backstabbed in a way no one saw coming. And the person responsible, his own Supreme Court pick, Amy Coney Barrett. In a stunning 5-4 decision, the Supreme Court just sided with Biden and forced Trump to hand over $2 billion in your hard-earned taxpayer dollars to none other than foreign countries. And the worst part, guys? Biden is celebrating while America loses. So the real question is, how in the world did this happen? Was Barrett, Amy Coney Barrett, blackmailed? Was she compromised? Or was she never loyal to America in the first place? Well, guys, stay tuned. This bombshell ruling just changed everything. If you appreciate the daily news updates, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate you guys. Well, President Trump just suffered one of the biggest betrayals of his presidency. And it came from someone he trusted. In a shocking 5-4 Supreme Court ruling, Trump was forced to hand over $2 billion of our money to foreign countries. But here's the real shock here, guys. His own Supreme Court pick, Amy Coney Barrett, sided with the liberals in order to make this happen. Now, right now, Biden's team's celebrating. The media is covering it up, and Americans are left wondering what the hell just happened. So stick with me, guys, because it's even worse than you think. Not only did Donald Trump's own Supreme Court pick just betray him, but this ruling is setting a dangerous precedent that no one's talking about right now. So let's go ahead and break it down, shall we? So just weeks ago, a Biden-appointed judge, Amir Ali, blocked Trump's executive order to freeze foreign aid. His reason? He claimed stopping foreign aid would cause irreparable harm to other countries. Excuse me? What? Since when is it the job of the United States federal judge to protect foreign nations over American citizens? And now the Supreme Court just backed him up. So here's where it gets even worse, guys. Amy Coney Barrett, Trump's own Supreme Court justice, sided with the radical left and gave Biden a massive victory. She straight up backstabbed our president, Donald Trump. The ruling forces Trump to send $2 billion of your taxpayer dollars overseas while American families sit here in the United States struggling with inflation, crime, and an open border. Don't even get me started on Social Security, SSI, or SSDI. Biden and the Democrats are cheering because they got exactly what they wanted. And Trump's own justice helped them be able to pull it off. And we have new leaked reports showing the White House knew that this was coming. Sources inside Washington, D.C. are saying that Biden's team was already prepped to celebrate this ruling. So was this planned all along? Please comment down below if you think it's planned, type in planned. If you think that this is just a coincidence, type in coincidence. But the question now is, was Amy Coney Barrett pressured? Do you guys think she was blackmailed maybe? Or has she been a deep state? Hey, by the way, guys, if you're one of the real ones who really enjoy what we do here on the channel, you've got to check out the Inner Circle. This is where our true supporters get exclusive access to content that I just can't share here, completely commercial free. It's also the best way to keep this channel going strong. So if you want to be a part of something special, join us over there. Links in the description or in the pinned comment down below.
We do have some breaking news just coming in from the Supreme Court. I want to get straight over to CNN's Caitlin Polans, who's pulling together the details from us. And this has to do with President Trump's moves to freeze foreign aid. Caitlin, what's happened?
Yeah, Kate, what had happened in the Trump administration is they turned off money going to nonprofits and contractors on foreign aid, people that were working with the organization USAID, the agency that the Trump administration was trying to shut down. And what the Supreme Court, what Trump wanted to do is he wanted a green light from the Supreme Court to keep that money shut off. It's being litigated at the trial level courts far below the Supreme Court. And what the Supreme Court just said is, we're not going to do that. We need the lower court to figure this out. There was a judge there who had set a deadline for the administration to pay up $2 billion by midnight of a day last week, was giving them less than 24 hours to do it. And the administration said, we can't just turn money back on like that. That's why we need the Supreme Court's help here to let us do what we want with our bills and just not pay them, freeze all the money that was outgoing. And now it's going to go back down to the lower court. But Kate, when you step back and look at what's happening in this order right here, it's 5-4. And the 4 dissenters of what is being done right now for Donald Trump, those people are all of the conservative justices. And what they are saying is, we can't believe that this Supreme Court is going to override what the executive wants to do here and just give this lower court trial judge, Judge Ali in Washington, D.C. on the district court, the power to figure this out right now.
But a majority of this court apparently thinks otherwise. I'm stunned. I'm stunned too. Now, that actually came from a judge. And he's right, guys. This ruling sends a dangerous precedent. Now, any Biden-appointed judge can just override a sitting president's authority and force through their own agenda. I guess, why do we even have presidents of the United States anymore if the judges are just going to rule the country, right? This is straight up insanity. Comment insanity if you think that this is insane too. A Biden-appointed judge wasn't even born in this country, became a citizen in 2019, and yet he gets to dictate how your taxpayer dollars are spent. Now, take a second, guys. Let that sink in just for a moment. This guy, he just got here in 2019. So Trump warned us, and he was right. For years, he's been saying that the swamp is deeper than anyone realized. And now we're starting to see it in real time, guys. The Supreme Court, which was supposed to be his last line of defense, it just turned against him. But here's the real question. What happens next, right? Does Trump fight back? Is Amy Coney Barrett compromised? Or is the entire system too far gone to fix it? And most importantly, what else is the deep state planning before 2024? Well, stick with me, guys, because I'm about to show you what could happen next that could ultimately change everything. So in light of this unprecedented betrayal of the Supreme Court, where Justice Amy Coney Barrett sided with liberal justices to force the release of $2 billion in taxpayer funds to foreign aid, we got to ask ourselves, what does this mean for our nation's future? I want to hear from you guys. Do you believe that Justice Barrett's decision was a betrayal of President Trump and the American people? And this is a serious question here, should unelected judges have the power to override executive decisions on foreign aid? These are unelected judges. We didn't vote for these people. How can we ensure our judiciary remains impartial and true to the Constitution? Your voice matters, guys. Comment down below. Share your thoughts, your frustrations, and your solutions. Let's ignite a nationwide conversation about the integrity of our institutions and the direction of our country. Spread the word, guys. Now, if you're as outraged about this decision as I am, like this post, like this video, share this video with your friends and your family, and subscribe to the channel for more updates. Together, we can hold our leaders accountable and we can fight for the America that we believe in, okay? So stay informed. And guys, remember, this is just the beginning. The deep state is much more entrenched than we thought. And I think President Trump's fight is far from over. So stay tuned for more breaking news and more in-depth analysis. America first, always, guys.
The U.S. Supreme Court upholding a judge's order that could force the Trump administration to resume foreign aid payments. A lot of this has to do with USAID, and Shannon Bream is on that. Shannon, what happened?
Okay, so this is one of the very first things from this term to make it fully to some kind of decision from the U.S. Supreme Court. And this is about foreign aid that was ordered to be paid out by a lower court judge. There were groups who take in USAID money, and they had gone and said, listen, this freeze is harming us. And they went to the district court judge, that lower court level, and he said, yes, the government has to pay this out. It went through the appeals, got to the Supreme Court. They, by a 5-4 vote today, say they won't put that judge's order on hold, but they've told that lower court, now you need to explain to the Trump administration exactly what money you want them to pay out. The dissenters, led by Justice Alito, also with Thomas, Gorsuch, and Kavanaugh, which means that Chief Justice Roberts and Justice Barrett did side with the Democrat appointees on the court. They've said they're dissenting. And let me read you a little bit of this. They say the court makes a most unfortunate misstep that rewards an act of judicial hubris and imposes a $2 billion penalty on American taxpayers. They say the relief that's been ordered to pay this money out is an extreme response. It says a federal court has many tools to address a party's supposed malfeasance. Self-aggrandizement of its jurisdiction is not one of them. In plain English, they think the lower court got it wrong and was way out of bounds to order this money paid out. They say it's going to be to the harm of the American taxpayer. They've now said to that lower court, explain to the Trump administration exactly what they have to do. But the order stands. The money's got to go out.
Shannon, how big of a surprise is this? How do you find it?
Listen, anytime it's a 5-4, you can't be sure exactly. You know, it was a close decision. One vote flips either Roberts or Barrett the other way, and this is a different decision. So we knew they were wrestling with it, and the fact that this lengthy dissent has been written, led by Justice Alito, means the court really struggled with it. But it is a loss for the Trump administration.
And it gets even crazier. Elon Musk just exposed this corruption in a bombshell statement warning that the U.S. is becoming a judiciary or a judicial tyranny. Do you guys believe that? Do you think that Elon Musk is correct, that the United States is becoming a judicial tyranny? Wake up, America. This isn't just about Trump, guys. This is about who really runs this country. If unelected judges can just overrule the president of the United States, then who's really in charge here? Right? Now, stick with me, guys, because what happened next is literally going to determine the fate of this country. So the Supreme Court ruling, it's not just bad. It's like a nightmare for Trump and every American who believes in putting America first. Hey, by the way, guys, if you're one of the real ones who really enjoy what we do here on the channel, you've got to check out the Inner Circle. This is where our true supporters get exclusive access to content that I just can't share here, completely commercial free. It's also the best way to keep this channel going strong. So if you want to be a part of something special, join us over there. Links in the description or in the pinned comment down below. So Biden just scored his biggest win yet, and he didn't even lift a finger. Thanks to Amy Coney Barrett, shocking betrayal, Biden didn't have to fight for this particular victory. He didn't have to fight at all. Trump's own appointee handed it right over to him on a silver platter. And the worst part, even CNN is admitting that this is a major setback for Trump. They're calling it a devastating blow to the America First agenda. So you know it's bad when even mainstream liberal media stops pretending, right? Justice Samuel Alito is furious, and he's calling this out. So Alito wrote on one of the most scathing dissents in Supreme Court history, saying, does a single district court judge have the unchecked power to force the U.S. government to hand over $2 billion in taxpayer money? The answer should be an empathetic no.
Trial level court.